Find your next car, truck, or SUV. Visit us at Larry.
When you're planning for a day on the court and you wind up in a pickle, plan on Baptist Day Recovery Treatment, all in one facility.
I want to bring y'all in here and show y'all some legendary food and come see what we're all about. Hey, I'm Tyson Chrisman with Elite Rehab Solutions here in Prattville. We are proud to be the preferred and trusted therapy partner for the
Hey everybody, I'm Will. This is my wife Madeline. We're the owners of the new Scooters Coffee on South Memorial Drive. We want to say we're very proud.
Before you buy your next new vehicle, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com for the best prices on pre-owned vehicles.
Hey everybody, I'm Blake Moore, Athletic Director at Prattville High School, and we are excited to be coming, I think in March or April, and so we decided with them coming on board as the first gold sponsor of the Bobby Carr era here at Prattville High School, we were going to do a kickoff event and tell you all about how summer football is progressing, let you talk to our coaches, our staff, and also see some of the great things that are happening here at Floor & Decor in Montgomery. So if you're unfamiliar with Floor & Decor, they are located off of Eastern Boulevard, right by the Olive Garden is how I told Coach Carr how to get here. Behind there, off of Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery, have a number of awesome products, and you'll see plenty from them this fall when you get out to the newly renovated Stanley Jensen Stadium, our home stadium, where we'll be back kickoff here in just a few short weeks. So we're about to kick it to the first commercial break of the day. Afterwards, Coach Bobby Carr, the head football coach at Prattville High School, is going to join us. We just had a great OTA yesterday at Auburn High School, and we're going to talk all about that. We're going to introduce you to some of our strength and conditioning coaches and talk about what's really happening in the world of football here during the summer. You know, we talk about this all the time. It is not dead at Prattville High School right now. If you come on our campus today, you know, we've got 300, 400, 500 kids running around in preparation for what's going to be an outstanding 2025-2026 athletic campaign. So stick around. Enjoy the next commercial, and we'll be back with Coach Bobby Carr on the first preseason edition of the Coach Bobby Carr Show at Floor & Decor in Montgomery.
Hi guys, Blaine Cockrell here, managing partner, Prattville, Alabama's Texas Roadhouse, proud sponsor of Prattville Athletics. Want to bring y'all in here and show y'all some legendary food and legendary service.
Hey, this is Chris Manchet with the Hugh Magoo's here in Prattville, Alabama. We're excited to be a corporate sponsor with Prattville High School Athletic Team. Hope you guys have a fantastic year, and we're excited to see you come out in the restaurant and come see what we're all about.
Hey, I'm Tyson Chrisman with Elite Rehab Solutions here in Prattville. We are proud to be the preferred and trusted therapy partner for the Prattville High School Lions and staff. We look forward to a great season. Go Lions!
All right, and we are back. Coach, this is the first episode of the Coach Bobby Carr Show. When you signed the papers at Prattville High School, did you know you were getting a show?
No, I didn't, and especially not at Floor & Decor. Appreciate them being a gold sponsor, man. We're super excited about this upcoming season. Our kids have been working extremely hard. Coaching staff, I've never had a coaching staff like this. It's just pushed these guys to the limits every day, and our kids show up hungry every day, wanting to get better and better each day. So it's been awesome up to this point.
Yeah, I know we've had a lot of great interaction so far this summer from what you've told me and kind of keeping us updated. Had a great OTA a couple days ago. I know we got a big one coming up, first OTA in the stadium at Stanley Jensen Stadium. Before we get into all that, you said something that was interesting right out of the gate. You said it's a great location, and it is.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about sponsorships. I guess before we kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what happens with football, obviously for us to do anything, It takes a little bit of a financial commitment. You know, we had to take buses to Auburn. We had to do, I know we were ordering pizzas and doing all that. That doesn't happen just for free. Right. And so we're very appreciative of Floor & Decor being the first gold sponsor that signed on with us. We're still doing ads right now. As you're watching this, you can get in contact with Coach Carr, Ashley Watson, our Director of Football Operations, or myself, Lauren Guthrie, in the athletic department about becoming on board as a sponsor. But this is an incredible store. You know, I'm getting ready to maybe sell my house. My wife, if she's watching this, is pumped up right now because she thinks we're getting a new house. But this is a great location. They got a lot going on here. Have you been here before?
Yeah, I've never been here. It's really, really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So let's get into it. All right. So let's start with this. I think to the casual viewer at home, and I know in the coaching world this is kind of common knowledge, but if you're just tuning in and watching, what does summer look like for a high school football player? You know, if you played football in the 80s or you played football in the 90s, you know, you take June off and you kind of show up and you do a little workout. It is completely changed now. I mean, if you're a football player at Prattville High School, what does that look like through the summer?
Well, look, football's a year-round sport. You know, for us, it started in January when we got there. But getting through the summer, you know, we're there every morning, 4 days a week right now, 7:30 to, 10:45, 11 o'clock, whenever we get done. But it's definitely a commitment, and I told our guys, look, man, football's not made for everybody. Somebody's got to sit in those stands and cheer for you guys. But, I just believe football just builds so much more than just, the things you see on the football field. The discipline and the responsibility that it teaches, they're going to carry this stuff with them later on in life. And to me, it's about building the man. It's not about building the football player, but you learn those lessons through what we're going through right now.
Yeah, and we're going through it right now. I think it's awesome. You talked about building things. Yeah. We could get a lot of supplies for our newly renovated field house here at Floor & Decor. Yeah, we could. Talk a little bit about what that's been, because again, we're knee deep in a $3 million renovation. We kind of displaced a little bit from the locker room in the traditional sense. I think our kids have been really resilient. Sometimes you kind of have to go through the process of construction, and it's a little bit of a challenge, and where you park and how does that. But ultimately, the payout's going to be really good with what we have coming. How has that process been? Obviously, if you're unfamiliar at home, we are in the middle of a great renovation to our field house, along with a number of projects that are going on around campus. I mean, what has that process been like so far?
Well, I hadn't heard any complaints. But again, I've always said this: if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And it's good to see construction at our facility. Kids are adapting, coaches are adapting. There were some challenging days at times, but we've kind of got used to it and moving forward with it. We know we're going to reap the benefit of this in a few months, and I just appreciate the Board of Education going through with this, man. It's going to be great.
Well, in the city as well, because we got done with one project, and we're all excited about the stadium, and we enter another. But we got into Stanley Jensen, I guess, for the first time as a team yesterday. We had pitcher day, and I know it's not a competition or anything, but I was walking around the turf and I was getting excited. I mean, just the renovation there was incredible. We had a chance to go to the ribbon cutting and see it, but for the first time to see kids in it and cheerleaders and to take pictures, it tells us that football season's here. We're 4 or 5 months away, or 4 or 5 weeks away. But talk a little bit about what you expect to see come Friday nights in the fall.
Oh, it's going to be electric. I said this when I first got hired. Prattville is a unique place where you've got a small town vibe, small town atmosphere with big time football, and playing at the highest level. And that place is going to be electric. I assure you that. We've got our first OTA that we're hosting. We were just in one in Auburn, but we'll host Wetumpka and Pell City this coming Tuesday in the stadium. So our kids are excited about that.
Well, and that's why we want you guys to be sponsors. If you're a local business or potentially looking at doing something like that, we've got a video board that's incredible. You'll see Floor & Decor on it. But there's going to be a great atmosphere on Friday night from the video board, which we've never had at Prattville. We've never had a video board. So the ability to play commercials. Robert Stritchett would talk about the lights and all the cool things. He's talked a lot about that and some of the different things that they can do along with Kelly and the Parks and Recs teams. I know everybody in the city of Prattville is excited about that, but we can do light shows. We've got video boards. Just the overall experience of being a high school football player. You're right, being at a Class 7A Region 3 program is going to be second to none in the fall, and we're going to carry that over to our building, and hopefully we're going to see that on the field as well. So let's get into a little bit, about what you just referenced. I know, probably the biggest change in football recently, the last 5 or 10 years, in my opinion, we actually go out and compete in the summer, and it's not just 7-on-7. 7-on-7's been around a while. I think everybody knows that. We do 11-on-11 and OTA work, kind of resembling the NFL model of how that works. And so I know we had a huge competition early this week. My understanding is we had a great showing. Talk a little bit about what we did, what that process was like, and how we competed in that event.
Yeah, we went over there. I'm good friends with, you know, the three coaches from the schools that we played, Auburn High School, Dothan, Ben Russell, and so we all got together and wanted to do this. And you know, our kids get tired of competing against each other, so it's an opportunity to compete against another school. And it's amazing when you have a good relationship with another coach. You know, I'm just telling you, it ran so smooth, and the way our kids interacted and just pushed each other and competed. There's just a lot of respect on both ends, and I think it started with our coaching staffs and it trickled down to the teams. So, but I thought I was really impressed with our kids and the way we competed, and on every level, from the skill to the mids to the bigs, and I can tell we're making great strides. And you know, from January when we got here, and I know our strength coaches will talk about this in a minute. You know, they kind of just sat in their seats like this when I first met with them. Now you can see a difference, and I think they see a difference. They're walking around with their chest out and feeling good about who they are, and they're seeing that we're making great strides.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I would be interested to get your take. You know, I coached in Birmingham a number of years and kind of caught it before the 11-on-11, went away, did some college stuff, came back, and I was just floored that you can actually do an 11-on-11. You can kick off situational stuff. What do you really get out of that? I know everybody has a different opinion. You know, it used to be it was about the ability to sort of, you know, check your run fits, and some people are really big on the operation. We can not convert on a third down, and we can run our punt team on the field and make sure we got all 11 and kind of get used to sideline strata. What's the biggest point of emphasis? Where does it benefit you the most, in your opinion, in doing the 11-on-11 stuff?
I mean, it's regular football. A lot of people, 7-on-7 gets blown out of proportion. It's really not football. But I mean, I think there's a need for it. But 11-on-11, I mean, it's just, I mean, first of all, you see your competitions. You see where we were really pleased with our performance last week, but there's a lot of mistakes that we made that we can fix, and so you see that when you play somebody else.
Yeah. Another big announcement. As you know, we are really, really excited. We were contacted by the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Yeah. Our first game has been moved. We're going to be a part of the Champions Challenge. I don't know if we played in the Champions Challenge. I would imagine at some point Pratt will participate in the Champions Challenge as much success that they've had. Yeah. But off the top of my head, I don't know when that last time was. But we're going to get an opportunity to go down and be on statewide television. We're going to play Pike Road in Crampton Bowl, which is a great facility to have the opportunity to go and play there and be a part of that game. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, first of all, Pike Road's a great program. Got a lot of tradition over there. I've got a lot of respect for their program. I know their head coach, Coach Shook, does a good job there. So I know he'll have his guys ready, and I know our kids will be ready. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're very appreciative of the High School Athletic Association for thinking of us and getting us the opportunity to play on Thursday night. I think, Coach, will be one of the first games. I know a lot of schools start to kick it off, but I think we'll be the first probably televised high school game of the year, you know, which is going to be great for Prattville High School, and to be seen on a statewide stage right out of the gate. I think it's going to be awesome for our kids. And again, that goes back to really, and we've talked about this some, just the experience that we're trying to create for our student athletes here in every sport. It's not just football. If you look across the scope of what we do athletically, you know, we want all of our students who train their whole life to get to the pinnacle, you know, sort of your K-12 years of the high school experience. And we want them to, you know, be impacted and to have a meaningful time when they suit up to be a Prattville Lion, whether you're a bowler or a swimmer or a football player. And so this is part of that process and trying to give them that opportunity. And not every school in the state, you know, has that. I mean, I've coached at smaller schools. You've coached at smaller schools. The idea of being on TV, you know, when you're at a 2A or a 3A or some of the different places you and I have been is just unheard of. And so we have a great opportunity to do that at Prattville High School. We're excited. I know our administration is, central office, and we're excited to watch you guys go out and compete in the Champions Challenge, you know, on Thursday, August the 21st.
Yeah, we are too. I'll tell you, when we first told the kids, they were super excited, and so you know, hopefully we'll put on a good show.
Okay, so we got picture day out of the way. You know, you and I were laughing. I know that gets you fired up. You know, in the world of coaching, there's a couple of bad days. The day you have to take the gear up's never a great day. Right. Picture day is always a tough day, and so we got through picture day. But I always thought once you get through picture day, you're really getting to the point where it's about ready to go and play. And so I guess we've got a couple weeks here left of summer, and then we'll transition into fall camp. But I know it seems just like yesterday, we were doing our preseason introductory press conference, and here we are. You know, we're through picture day, and we're kind of circling the wagon, so to speak, on the home stretch. So where does your mindset shift? I know you haven't really gotten into in-season prep yet. We're still obviously in helmets, and there's limitations on what we can do. But when do you make that break to where, all right, it's time to go? You know, sort of the vacation's over, the summer's over, and it is important, but it is a different mentality as you tick closer to August. So when does that happen for you?
Honestly, it happened for me when I first got hired and
That's a good
we
answer.
hadn't.
Yeah, that's probably the answer you should have.
We've hit the ground running. A head coach is only as good as the guys he surrounds himself with. Any leader in any organization is only as good as the people he puts around him. And I've got a tremendous staff, and those guys, man, they understand what it takes to win. 6 guys have been former head coaches. Everybody's come from championship programs, and they get it. And so we've all hit the ground running in January, and we've just made great strides from there. I just see it. We see it in our kids, how they carry themselves. Like I said, see it in our coaching staff. And I heard a couple of coaches say the other day they got chills. They're ready to go when we were out doing our OTA this past Tuesday. So,
well, we do have a great staff, and we've got great players too.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely correct. I mean, when you talk about having 6 guys who've been in the chair that you're in, who've gone through the battle, so to speak, that understand what's about to happen, I think that's going to pay tremendous dividends for us as we go into really. I don't know that it's a debate. It's the most competitive, region in the state, and to have that experience, I think is incredible. That's a testament to you to being able to hire those coaches. It's hard. There's not as many people now that are going into coaching and teaching, and to be able to secure high quality coaches that have been at the college level and that have been head coaches and that understand what we're about to do. I think that's critical, and I think you've knocked it out of the park with your staff. And we got some good football players with them too.
Yeah.
And so I think the thing that just blew me away, and I guess I should have recognized it. I didn't realize it until you told me, but I think right now on our team, you told me the other day, we have 16 players with Division I football offers.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be at Prattville? That's why you want to be at Prattville. Yeah. You're talking about a program that's going to put you on TV. You're talking about a program that's going to give you opportunities to play at the next level, that's going to surround you with a great staff. Talk a little bit about that process and what we've got going on with some of our kids. I mean, that's 16 kids is an impressive number.
Yeah, we've got collegiate coaches coming through all over the country recruiting our guys. So that tells you we've got a lot of talent there. But I think talent only takes you so far. I think you got to have that team chemistry, and those guys They got to learn to love on each other and care about each other. They also got to know that our coach is not just here to coach them. We're here for them as people too. And they don't want to know how much we know. They want to know how much we care about them. And back to our coaching staff, I think the chemistry on our staff is incredible. You would think though that we've all been together for years, and I think that's very important to the chemistry of our players. And if you want those guys to have chemistry on your team, it starts with your staff, and that trickles down to your team. And those are the things I'm seeing as a head coach, and that's the thing I'm proud of right now.
Yeah. Well, we're excited for you. We're excited about the process. We're very appreciative of Floor and Decor. Again, if you are in Montgomery and you can figure out how to get over to Floor and Decor before we turn this thing off the air, we've got some promotional stuff. We've got some T-shirts and stuff we can hand out. Yeah. We want you guys in Prattville, if you're looking for a place for all your home needs, this is definitely a place to go. Just an incredible store. Whether you're looking, I'm looking at, as I look around the building now, I'm looking at laminate flooring, I'm looking at tiles, bathrooms. You can read the sign behind us. You can complete any project you want with the help of Floor and Decor. So they are a great host. Coach, we're excited. We appreciate you coming on board to join us today. I think we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back with some of our strength conditioning coaches, and then we're going to have some representatives of Floor and Decor on the first episode of the Bobby Carr Show, hopefully the first of many, and hopefully the first of many after a lot of big wins on Friday night. So we are glad you're here. We're looking forward to the season. I will say before we go to the air, we are getting ready to do season tickets. So we have some graphics and things that have come back from our groups that help us with that today. So if you are a season ticket holder, hang with us. We should have an email for a pre-sale to all returning season ticket holders next week. Obviously, you're going to want to be a part of that with the excitement in the stadium and all the increased awareness of our program and where we're going. We expect these to sell out. So we will get that information out to you. If you're not a season ticket holder, then you will have the opportunity to go online. We're doing it all electronic this year through GoFan, who's a great partner of Prattville High School. We'll have that information out to the general public. You're going to want to be in the stadium as we get ready to rock and roll here. I think August the 28th, first home game at Stanhope. I know we go first week, but August the 28th, 29th, excuse me, August 29th, we will be playing Stanhope, and we definitely want to see you in the stadium. So we are going to go to commercial break. When we get back, we'll have Thomas Johnson and Tavares Finley, two of our strength and conditioning coaches on staff, and we will get their perspective on what the strength and conditioning program looks like for high school athletes at Prattville High School.
Hey everybody, I'm Will. This is my wife Madeline. We're the owners of the new Scooters Coffee on South Memorial Drive. We want to say we're very proud to be a corporate sponsor of Prattville High School. Come out and see us. We'll be glad to serve you amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Go Lions.
Before you buy your next new vehicle, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices on pre-owned vehicles, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
I'm Brad at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. To find your next car, truck, or SUV, visit us at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices and huge inventory, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Be sure to like our Larry Puckett Chevrolet Facebook page. Who knows, you could be our next winner.
Save time and save money at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
When you're planning for a day on the court and you wind up in a pickle, plan on Baptist Ortho Now being ready. The region's most comprehensive orthopedic urgent care with no appointment needed. With board-certified specialists diagnosing and treating injuries and expert physical therapists administering everything from sports medicine to everyday recovery treatment, all in one facility. It's how we're going to get you back in the game. Baptist Ortho Now. Immediate access to orthopedic care.
For well over 50 years, the River region has depended on Aero Pest Control, which has grown to be one of the largest and most respected pest control science leaders in the area. Pest control is a science that eliminates pests that invade and potentially damage your property. They use only the top-rated pest control products, including the Centricon termite colony elimination system. Aero Pest Control was built on customer service and satisfaction, and that's still #1 today. Call us 334-365-4610 and find out about mosquito control. Aero, your best shot for pest control.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clanton Tractor.
All right, and we are back on the first episode, 2025, of the Coach Bobby Carr Show. Did y'all know when you got here that Coach Bobby Carr was going to have a show?
I did not.
Did not?
He deserves one, though.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we are here with Coach Thomas Johnston and Coach Tavares Finley. Both of you guys are new hires. Coach, you got the mic first, so first question will go to you. You guys kind of head up the strength and conditioning program together as a team, so to speak, within the framework of the team. And I know you worked with Coach Carr last year at Carver. Y'all were both here in January. You guys were two of the first hires that we had, because I think everybody knows the strength and conditioning program is that critical. And as you get into building a staff, I don't know if you think about X's and O's in January. You think about how do we build and get development and growth and reach full potential of all the athletes that we have on campus. So talk a little bit about, Coach Finley, your thoughts on how the offseason went, kind of where we started in January and how we've gotten to where we're at.
Okay. So, like Coach Carr mentioned, once we got there, the kids were a bit demoralized, basically from, I guess, the types of seasons that they've had previously before we arrived. But I know when we got there, the first thing that we had to do, we had to establish a standard. Because we couldn't properly give kids expectations without putting a standard out there first. So once we established that standard, the kids, they bought in immediately. We had a few kids that kind of lagged in the back, but once they saw the success, because I don't believe anything motivates anybody like success. Once they saw the success of the program and they saw that we were committed and we were there because we wanted to be there and we came there with a plan and we had a purpose and we wanted to excel. And once they bought into it, it quickly took off, and everybody just kind of came together, and they started to be excited about the pain. They kind of started to embrace it. We kind of developed this little slogan, don't find an excuse, just find a way. And so that's what we've been doing. We've just been finding a way to get it done.
Yeah, and it's been a number of there have been a number of great lifts. I've got a chance to watch you guys lift. Coach Johnson, I don't know that you know this. I think you got hired in January, February, right out of the gate as well. One of the first lifts I watched, I thought it was awesome. I went down, and it was right at the end of one of the periods. And I coached high school football 17 years and I've done a number of things. I always think getting a group of 120, 130 kids to do anything in unison is tough. And I watched this, and we were doing, I think, a yoga stretch. You were leading the stretch, and what blew me away, there was 120 kids, and you could see the lines. You saw the way you wanted. They were 5-yard increments. They were all spaced right. It was straight lines. And literally, we turned the music off, and in that indoor, which has 30 racks and 25 yards of turf and is an incredible facility, everybody was in tune, they were locked in, and they were doing all the different types of yoga exercises in unison, no talking, on command. And I thought that was just a great testament of what we're building here, the mental state, and all the things that go in. And I guess the word discipline, to have the ability to sort of lock in the moment and focus on what's in front of you, knowing that yoga may not play a big part of football on Friday. You don't, equate yoga with football, but that stuff matters. And so what has your perspective been on the off-season program? Tell us a little bit about where we're at right now and kind of how that's changed from January maybe to where we're at now from a lifting standpoint.
I would say, we went in here together. We talked before we even got started, and the biggest emphasis was going to be attention to detail. The little things have always mattered. Every championship program I've been on, I know Coach Carr, Coach T, every championship program, the little things were addressed immediately, and it became important, more important than anything else. The flashy stuff that came down the road was success and confidence, but the attention to detail, I learned it from Bill Clark, playing for him at UAB. I didn't understand why as a player sometimes, but just looking back at it now, the reasons we had 6 walkthroughs between Thursday and Saturday, going over every little formation play, that played a big role, and we were successful. Won the two first conference championships there while he was the head coach, and I wanted to bring that emphasis. And Coach Carr, he was big on just changing the mindset of these kids, and I thought we did really well at that early, addressed it, and like you said, that yoga, he wasn't there that day, but they're scared of T.
Yeah.
So they
should be scared, because I walked out there this morning, and it was about 8:30 in the morning, and somebody had them running 110s. And, I saw enough of that to know I think I'll just sit by Bobby at the golf cart and have a conversation, because I don't want any part of what y'all are doing today. It was 110s. I think y'all just played and had a great day, and they were running, which is incredible. It was no lackadaisical effort. It was pretty impressive to see. I think one of the great things that's interesting, both of you have incredible backgrounds. You were at Arver last year with Coach Carr. You're a veteran, and you bring some of the military presence, Coach Finley, and then obviously you've been in college football the last couple of years. What is your perspective? You're at Prattville High School. You've been at Thompson. You've been at the upper echelon of high school sports. You've seen it from college. What is it like? How different is it? What's the experience like for a high school player at Prattville High School compared to what they would experience when they go to college in terms of what we're doing from a strength conditioning standpoint and a training standpoint? What are some of the similarities or biggest differences, or what is your perspective on that?
The accountability, they have zero excuses at the next level about showing up on time, showing up, making sure that they're where they're supposed to be. No one's going to check classes for them besides one guy, and if he doesn't catch you, you end up failing the class, and you don't have your mom or dad holding your hand for those situations. But what we're doing, we're preparing them for that. I've talked to a couple parents this week alone and said I didn't get into coaching to have the best football player. I got into coaching to change kids' lives, impact them in a positive way, to prepare them for the real world, because I wanted to play football my entire life. I didn't ever want to stop playing, but it comes to an end for everybody, and I got into coaching football because I knew a high school coach has a huge impact on these kids, and I enjoyed the college role. It's a different world. It's a business. This level, you get to really impact these kids' lives and set them up for the future, as long as they want to buy in and be a part of that.
Well, that's true, and I can speak to that, and I know that's true because both of you guys are not just football coaches. Both of you are working with other athletes, and I think, again, that goes to talk about the perspective that you have on trying to impact kids. Obviously, a lot of people don't equate a football coach with a golfer, but you were out there this spring. You coach our golf team, and we're a part of that. And then Coach Finley, I guess we're going to make some news here. I guess some people know, but Coach Finley's just been hired in our basketball program with Coach Hall. Is going to serve as a director of strength and performance. I think that's critical, because, again, we believe in the multi-sport athlete at Prattville High School. We have a great problem here. We have great coaches who are pushing their programs, and sometimes we have to figure out how we're going to, allow these kids to breathe a little bit in the summer because everybody's so active and engaged. But I think from a training standpoint and a human growth and performance standpoint, having some continuity that, I'm a football player and I'm going to go through the football workouts, but then they're going to see you when they go to basketball. And how do we build out a holistic athlete and train the athlete and get growth and development and performance to get to full max potential? Having one consistent voice there is important. And so there's no question you guys have the interest of athletes, considering you both are working in other sports. Talk, Coach, a little bit about what you're excited about with basketball. I know this is the Coach Bobby Carr show, but Bobby's no longer here, so we're going to make our own rules, and we're going to talk a little basketball. What are you trying to do? I mean, what's happening in basketball this time of year with you kind of serving in a dual sport role?
Well, as with all sports, I think that we all need to understand that there's a certain degree of commitment and discipline that comes with playing sports. It's something that, especially playing team sports, it's something that you don't get as an individual, because you learn how to rely on other people, and you learn how to have integrity, you learn how to keep your word, you learn how to just do all of these small things like Coach Jay just mentioned. But like with a lot of kids, I often make the statement, even with football and now basketball, you know, sports, they're very demanding, especially at private high school. They're very demanding because we have a standard. And so if you really love this sport, you have to commit your time to it, right? Oftentimes when we hear the word love, we think it's spelled L-O-V-E. But when you think about loving something, it's really about how much time you can commit to something. So I urge the kids to commit that time. And it's going to be demanding. It's intense. In order to excel and to surpass the competition, you have to be willing to be intense, and you have to be willing to not just win, but dominate in everything that you do. So the mentality that I have is discipline first, but it's commitment, and then it's a spirit of excellence. Like, I want you to do it over and over and over and over again until you get it. And I'm taking the same mentality that I've garnered from football, I'm taking it into basketball, and the kids have bought into it. This is my second week working with the basketball guys, and I think that that's going to be that competitive edge that we need to get over that hump that we haven't been able to get over. I think that when you mix talent and you mix discipline, then you get people that become extraordinary, right? And so that's what we've done with football. We've changed from the status quo. We've allowed these guys to become more confident. They've bought into it, and I think as basketball steps into this next era up under Coach Hall, I believe that it's going to be a dynamic transition, especially with adding strength and conditioning there.
Well, and I'll say this too, you know, having been a head coach and athletic director, I've been a head golf coach, track coach, tennis coach, head football coach, and AD. Sometimes you're only as good as the people you have around you. The great thing is, again, you know, when you come to Prattville, it's not just a slogan of, you know, we're about kids. We're about kids. I mean, I think one of the neatest things that we've done is on our basketball staff right now. You know who's coaching football? Coach Hall's coaching football. Right. And then if you look at Ty Hardnett, who was recently board approved as a combo basketball football guy, and you're a basketball football combo guy. You know, we've hired a gentleman this morning that'll be board approved at the next board meeting that's going to be a basketball football combo guy, and he's even going to work at the junior high, and who's going to transfer over from in the county. And so it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to live it, and there's no question we've got great coaches at Prattville High School, and we're living in, you know, what we talk about every day. About the cohesiveness of the experience and what it means to be a Prattville Lion for sure. So we appreciate you guys joining us. Sure. We've got a huge event coming up tonight. I know Bobby will be there. Some of our other coaches will be there. I do want to mention this. You know, we have talked, Stacy Mills never comes on camera, but always the guy behind the camera. One day we're going to change that, Stacy, and we were going to get you out and let you talk a little bit. But we are appreciative of Stacy and all the guys at Dixie Country, Mike Reynolds. You know, we are doing a coaches and community event tonight at the Prattville Chamber of Commerce at 5 o'clock. So it's a very informal event. Talked with Brooke earlier today, and they've got some refreshments. There's I don't know that I should say this. Is it charcuterie? Did I say that right?
Charcuterie.
I don't know the exact. We'll just go with it. There's going to be some great meat and cheese and snacks from what Brooke told me that are going to be out there. I think they've got some great. I can't say that. I don't know how many people are watching this right now, but this would be one of those that may get edited out. But there's going to be some great snacks tonight. I think there's going to be an awesome time. You know, it's not just new hires. You guys are new hires. Coach, you've been in the community and kind of around Prattville. But we've got some of our outstanding returning coaches that will be there tonight as well. It really is a great time to be a Prattville Lion. I am very excited about the future of all of our athletic programs. And we want you to come by the Prattville Chamber tonight and listen to these guys' vision. If you haven't had the opportunity to hear Bobby talk yet about what his vision is for football, if you've only experienced it through the lens of the camera that's recording it, you need to come out and meet Bobby tonight. You need to come out and meet Coach Leak tonight. You need to come out and meet Coach Hughes, our cheerleading coach. You need to come out and meet Coach Myers, our baseball coach, and get a chance to talk with them one-on-one. And that's what we're going to do tonight, is try to ensure that if you're in the community, if you've got children in the feeder patterns here at Prattville and you want to know who their high school coaches will be, well, come out and see them tonight. at the Coaches and Community Chamber event. We're really excited, and Stacy, we're very appreciative of you and Mike and everybody at Dixie Country for sponsoring that event. And again, that'll be tonight at 5 o'clock in the Chamber building downtown. We got about 4 weeks. Any breaks for you guys, or y'all just steady rolling right all the way through it? You know, I tried to catch Bobby and slip up and say, you know, we'll go to the beach or something, and he never broke stride. It was straight. I've been game on since January, and I guess that's the way it is. I just got back from the beach, and I may go back again. But we're glad to have you guys here with us. I know Tuesday we have a huge OTA at Stanley Jensen Stadium. I'm going to be down to watch that. We're excited about seeing you guys there, and we appreciate all you do for our golf program, for our basketball program, football program, and all of our athletes in general. The impact of a coach cannot be discounted. It is critical to the development of our young people, and it's a part of the experience in what we're aiming for in education-based athletics. So I think when we come back, we are going to have some representatives from Floor and Decor here in Montgomery on. We're going to talk about some of the great things happening here. They were the first guys that recognized something's changed in Prattville. There's some cool things happening with Prattville with the hire of Bobby Carr. They reached out to us, I don't know, March or April. We've had a number of great meetings, and so we want to let you hear from them. And let them tell you a little about the store and some of the things that are going on here, and we will do that when we get back from this commercial break.
Hi guys, Blaine Cockrell here, managing partner, Prattville, Alabama's Texas Roadhouse, proud sponsor of Prattville Athletics. I want to bring y'all in here and show y'all some legendary food and legendary service.
Hey, this is Chris Shea with Hugh Magoo's here in Prattville, Alabama. We're excited to be a corporate sponsor with Prattville High School Athletic Team. Hope you guys have a fantastic year, and we're excited to see you come out in the restaurant and come see what we're all about.
Hey, I'm Tyson Chrisman with Elite Rehab Solutions here in Prattville. We are proud to be the preferred and trusted therapy partner for the Prattville High School Lions and staff. We look forward to a great season. Go Lions!
Everybody, I'm Will. This is my wife, Madeline. We're the owners of the new Scooters Coffee on South Memorial Drive. We want to say we're very proud to be a corporate sponsor of Prattville High School. Come out and see us. We'll be glad to serve you amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Go Lions!
Hi guys, Blaine Cockrell here, managing partner, Prattville, Alabama's Texas Roadhouse, proud sponsor of Prattville Athletics. I want to bring y'all in here and show y'all some legendary food and legendary service.
Hey, this is Chris Shea with Hugh Magoo's here in Prattville, Alabama. We're excited to be a corporate sponsor with Prattville High School Athletic Team. Hope you guys have a fantastic year, and we're excited to see you come out in the restaurant and come see what we're all about.
Hey, I'm Tyson Chrisman with Elite Rehab Solutions here in Prattville. We are proud to be the preferred and trusted therapy partner for the Prattville High School Lions and staff. We look forward to a great season. Go Lions!
All right, and we are back with the Coach Bobby Carr Show at Floor and Decor Montgomery. I'm here with Will, the general manager of Floor and Decor Montgomery. Will, I got to be honest with you. I wasn't going to bring this up, but now I am. You know, I have been in this building before. I believe my father-in-law, so we've been in Montgomery about 15 years, and I coached at Faulkner, worked here, went to school at Faulkner, got here in 2005, and this building has changed over the years. And it hit me during, as you and I were talking, that I've been in here before. I know it's been a number of different locations. How long have you guys been here would be the first question.
We've been here since actually 2 Octobers ago.
Yep.
October 2023, we grand opened the location. We did a soft opening first, and then we did a grand opening. So we took over, I believe they say, was the old Winn-Dixie here, which was a staple.
I was in it in the Winn-Dixie. My wife lived in some apartments right over down the road, and that's where I think it's been a number of different things. But this is a great store. I mean, I came in and spoke with some of your team here, I guess back in March or April, and was just blown away at what all y'all have. I mean, I would equate this to essentially a big box store, but more localized service, I guess. I mean, I see a number of associates here working around. I feel like when you come here, you kind of get the personal interaction and a touch. I've seen everybody on your team greet people as they come in the door, which I think is huge from a customer standpoint. Kind of talk about what you guys special in and what all you offer here to the broader community. Prattville, there's 35,000 people there. You're going to be on a commercial. You're going to be on the video board on Friday nights. We're going to really integrate you guys across all the platforms that we use. What is it that you really do, and what all do you offer people who are in the home renovation business?
Well, for us and for me, part of my day-to-day is it's more than just a business transaction. It's a shopping experience, and most importantly, it's a relationship. You don't just come in here to buy flooring and go home and install it. You come in here to build relationships, and we encourage that. So part of why we wanted to partner with you guys in Prattville is you spoke on it earlier, and I really enjoyed it. It's about that training and development piece, how you guys translate your training and development to your young players on your football team. We do the same here with our actual associates and our management team. The first thing when you come on board with us is it's not, you can forget where you came from in the past. Most importantly, who are you today and what do you bring to the table in terms of a culture standpoint? So for us, when you walk into that building, that's exactly what we're aiming for. We want you to kind of get grabbed in, not necessarily by the product, but first and foremost, get grabbed in by that relationship of just a warm smile when you walk in.
You know, I've never done anything in sales. I've never done anything in business. I've been in education now for 20 years, but I think big picture, that's probably the reality of just life and just work, and just the way you interact with people is so critical. And I think people want to be associated with stores or business or schools because they feel like they have a relationship there. So I think your thoughts are dead on. Specifically, because I'm looking around, I guess would you say you specialize more in like tile or bathrooms? Because these bathrooms are incredible. Yeah, you and I spoke a little bit, but my wife's ready to move. She's been telling me for 3 years. I don't really want to move because I got a great interest rate in COVID like everybody else. I got a great house.
I hear that.
We got 2 kids that are double up. We just bought new bunk beds. So we can ride this thing out another year or 2, but she's ready to go. And I'm going to spend some money in here. No doubt when we get ready to sell, but what products do you offer? What are some of the services you provide and some of the products that you would give out to the general public?
Well, we mainly specialize in hard surface flooring, right? A lot of people get us confused with a hardware store, which we do offer some category, but we mainly specialize in the tiles, LVP, laminate, and mainly hardware and decorative like vanities, and we're constantly adding on. So when customers come in and they give us feedback, like we just added a new cabinet program, which was amazing. We offer lights. We encourage feedback. So if you walk into our store and you see something, you're like, hey, I saw this somewhere else and I really wish you guys had it, we'll do the best thing we can to bring it in, but we specifically specialize in that hard surface flooring category.
Well, I think the options you have are what drew me to it as someone who knows nothing about the industry. When you go to some of the stores, we did a flooring project, 6 or 7 years ago at my house. Well, when you go to a store, there's 4 or 5 options that you see on a wall.
Right.
I'm in the process of getting ready to redo my bathroom tile, and I'm just looking around here as we're talking. There's probably 300 options of tile that I can look at and see hanging from the walls. And so to me, the ability of what all you see and the options you have, this is the place to be if you're in the market for any sort of home renovation flooring product. There is ample opportunity for that here. We had a great conversation. I believe some of your managers, and I've interacted with a number of different people. One of the things that I think is so interesting and so unique, I think it speaks to the brand of what the power of high school and kind of the hometown school is. You guys kind of came to us, and I know that you guys are, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think started in Louisiana, is that right, or somewhere? I thought I remember Louisiana, but I know that the CEO was kind of looking, and I think y'all picked out Prattville as a market that you want to be in. What drew you to Prattville?
Specifically, we looked at the growth of the areas around us, and yes, our store is based in Montgomery, and we focus on Montgomery, but I think it was about growing that business and just thinking forward and creating a vision. So in order for us to truly grow and expand, we wanted to grow and expand with the city, and most importantly, incorporate ourselves with the spoke areas outside of Montgomery that may not get that attention, right? So we see what you guys are doing from afar, and we wanted to lean a hand and say, hey, look, we're growing, you're growing, and let's create that partnership right now and grow along the way.
Well, we need our people to see what you guys are doing here, because again, this store will blow you away when it comes in. There is no remnants of Winn-Dixie grocery store here anymore. I mean, even if you look at the wall color and the lighting, you know, we're going through a $4 or $5 million renovation, not $4 or $5 million, but a couple $1 million renovation to our football field house. And so I've been picking out, you know, what do we want our paint colors to be? What do we want the lights to be? And I'm noticing here, the lighting is incredible with LEDs and the different options. You guys have it figured out here. We're excited to partner with you guys. I mean, we could not be more excited to have you guys. I think we're going to do some promotional stuff in the fall where you guys come up to some events potentially.
Absolutely.
You're going to see Floor and Decor associates on our campus and at our football game as a gold sponsor. We are excited to have you guys essentially be part of our family. And, you know, as y'all are figuring out, Prattville is an incredible place. You know, there's 30,000 some odd residents here. You know, we get a great mix of people in our community. I've lived in Prattville 10 years. I only worked in Prattville a year, but I lived there 10 years because I wanted my kids to grow up in the Prattville schools. We moved to Prattville because of the reputation of what Prattville was. And at that time, to kind of go back to the history lessons of it, you know, you had Bill Clark coming through, Jamie Dubose. It was multi-time state championships. Athletic was a big piece of our family. Great parks and recs and the amenities and offerings. But, you know, there's still the small town feel. We're going to do an event tonight at the Chamber of Commerce, and you're going to go to the downtown area, and it is the one true place, in my opinion, where you get the amenities of the big city, but you retain some of the uniqueness that makes small town America great. So we're excited that you guys elected to work with us. We can't wait to get you ingrained into the community in Prattville and let you see what all we have to offer, and we're looking forward to working with you this fall. Any additional thoughts before we cut it?
No, again, I just want to say a huge thank you to Prattville High for even giving us the platform and allowing us to be a partner. It's been a great partnership, and I look forward to carrying on that partnership for years to come. And like you said, it's more than just a business transaction, it's a family. And if you come into our store or you want other opportunities, we're looking to expand on that because family is all you got.
Well, and you guys were the first. So you were the first gold sponsor of the 25-year of the Bobby Carr era. We appreciate that. One of the reasons we want to come out and do a kickoff event with you guys today. If you are at home and watching this, or you're going to catch the tape delay of it, and you were involved in business or you want to associate with Prattville High School, it is not too late. Whether that be from a reserve season ticket, which we are going to do in the newly renovated Stanley Jensen Stadium, or if your business wants to partner with any of our sports here. All of our sports are always on the lookout for good vendors that want to partner with us, and we feel like we've got a great product. And I know we have a great product. We're going to win football games here, as we are in all of our sports, that we want you to partner with us and be a part of the great things that are happening at Prattville High School. So I appreciate you, Will, for joining us today. I think we've got some other customers, or not customers, some other associates that are going to talk about their individual apartments, and we will wrap up this episode shortly. But we appreciate you having us. We are at Floor and Decor in Montgomery. One of my good friends, Doug Amos, who I worked with at Faulkner, I've always thought it was interesting. Doug would have on his radio show, come out and see us, and they give something away. So it's not too late. So if you're in Montgomery today and you can catch us before we go off the air, we will definitely get you some Prattville swag. We're going to get you guys some Prattville swag too. And we would love to have you come out and see the store and check them out at Floor and Decor on the Boulevard in Montgomery. We're going to go to commercial. We'll be back and we'll get ready to wrap it up.
Hey everybody, I'm Will. This is my wife, Madeline. We're the owners of the new Scooters Coffee on South Memorial Drive. We want to say we're very proud to be a corporate sponsor of Prattville High School. Come out and see us. We'll be glad to serve you amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Go Lions.
Before you buy your next new vehicle, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices on pre-owned vehicles, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
I'm Brad at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. To find your next car, truck, or SUV, visit us at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
For the best prices and huge inventory, visit LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Be sure to like our Larry Puckett Chevrolet Facebook page. Who knows, you could be our next winner.
Save time and save money at LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
When you're planning for a day on the court and you wind up in a pickle, plan on Baptist Ortho Now being ready. The region's most comprehensive orthopedic urgent care with no appointment needed. With board-certified specialists diagnosing and treating injuries and expert physical therapists administering everything from sports medicine to everyday recovery treatment, all in one facility. It's how we're going to get you back in the game. Baptist Ortho Now. Immediate access to orthopedic care.
All right, and we are back on the first episode of the 2025 The Coach Bobby Carr Show. I've got Andrew and Josh. Andrew, I'm going to start with you. You've got a unique story. You are a Prattville High School graduate. So I know we talked about that earlier. We were discussing it. You went to Prattville, I think, 2014, and you are here now, right?
Actually, I went to Prattville High School and Prattville Middle School from 2006 all the way up to 2014.
Did you really? Awesome.
Yes,
tell us a little about what you do here at Floor & Decor. We've had a great visit so far today. Just had Will on. I want you to talk a little about what your specialty area is in the store and kind of what you're involved with.
So I am the Pro Assistant Department Manager, and what I do is I help pros and also do-it-yourselfers that walk in our store. Any questions that they may have, I answer them. Also, I help with the design aspect of things, so such as if you have any design questions as to how to model your home, we actually help. We have design expertise that is able to help you with that. As well as we can set up, if you come in our store or if you go online, we can set up appointments with you so you can actually get a one-on-one session with our design experts, and that way they can better assist you with your home improvement needs that you are looking to work on.
You know, you came through in an era, Prattville played in the state championship, kind of, I guess, right around the time you were coming right after that. I mean, what is your recollection of Prattville football? Obviously, we've had Coach Carr out here today. Tell us about your experience and what you remember coming through.
It was always go Lions and
a lot of winning.
A lot of winning.
Yeah, we're going to get back to that for sure. We're definitely going to win with Bobby Carr. I think it's great that you're here and that you guys as a company have chosen to kind of give back to Prattville, and you guys are invested. You're an alum, which I think is so cool. We got to get you up to campus. I know we were talking off camera earlier about some of the modifications and the way the campus has changed, and it has. You know, we could probably use you guys up there to get some quotes because we've just got a number of great projects going on. And I guess that would take me to Josh. I know you spoke. You're kind of community relations in a sense. I know you came out and we had a meeting in my office earlier in the spring. And I think you've got some cool things that you do. Tell us a little bit about what you do here at Floor & Decor.
Sure. So I'm the Pro Service Manager, PSM for short. I basically run the Pro Department and the Design Department. Long story short, we carry tons of products for pros that need it on an everyday basis. It's quick, it's fast, we can do any job. The prices won't be beat. You're going to see me out in your community constantly, whether it's visiting your personal business, whether it's out at an event like Prattville City Fest, which I'll be at, I believe that's next week, or whether it's out at the Prattville High School football games where I will be set up, and you're going to see me out there on the field waving at you, smiling, and just feel free to yell back, "Hey, Josh." But we're going to be out there in your neighborhood. You know, the Pro Desk offers so much. We want to encourage you to come in, talk to Andrew, who's going to be the guy you go to at the Pro Desk. It is specifically designed for pros, and it has pros in mind. You're not going to find anything else like it anywhere else, and you're just going to have the greatest experience. So come in and make sure you check the Pro Desk out. It's going to be a wonderful experience.
And you guys will be on our campus, so we kick off here. I did the math the other night in my head. I think we're about 7 weeks away from kickoff, 8 weeks away or so from the first game. You know, City Fest is a great event. I'm glad you mentioned that, you know, because we had City Fest in May. City Fest was always one of my favorite events in Prattville when you get to go downtown and see all the vendors. Had a little bit of a weather this year, so I think it's awesome that we're getting kind of a redo of that. So we're getting to City Fest to an extent, and we're excited about that and looking forward to having you out. You need to come see these guys at Floor & Decor in Montgomery. There are a lot of great things going on here. Again, we appreciate you guys for partnering with us at Prattville High School. And we're looking forward to seeing you guys in the fall. I know we've kind of kicked around off camera. We've got to come up with something. You know, last year we had Texas Roadhouse, a huge sponsor, and Hugh Magoo's a huge sponsor. And Texas Roadhouse did a field goal challenge where we brought some students out of the stands. They kicked a field goal. There's a lot of opportunity here with y'all being Floor & Decor. We can come up with really something creative. That's what I'm going to task you guys with, is what is something unique that we can do that we can get some student engagement and involvement, because I don't know if you've been to a Prattville football game. I know you have, but it is going to be rocking. When we get Stanhope Elmore in week 2 of the season and we're in the first game at Stanley Jensen Stadium, it is going to be an electric environment. I think you guys will see that, and we're going to be glad that you guys are there and supporting the Lions and getting an opportunity to see what Prattville football is about. It is a big deal. It's always been a big deal, and it will always continue to be a big deal because that's what Prattville is and that's what our community is. So we appreciate you guys joining us today. We're looking forward to having you guys out. I will leave you with a couple things. Again, as we've talked about, we're really appreciative of Floor & Decor to having us out for the first episode, I guess, of the Coach Bobby Carr Show, of what we hope is about 13 or 14 of these, right, Stacy, from behind the camera? It doesn't have to be just 10, and so we're going to try to make sure we have plenty of them this year. We do this every week. Again, we are very appreciative of Stacy and Mike and all the partners over at Dixie Country who helped produce this show. We're going to be doing a number of things with them as we get ready to kick off the 2025 football season at Prattville High School. We're appreciative of you guys at Floor & Decor for partnering with us, a gold sponsor, the first gold sponsor of the year. Again, it is not too late at all. Today is July the 10th. We have a number of days left that we can get you in. If you want to be a sponsor, you're looking for season tickets, we are getting ready to do that. It is going to be a great year for us at Prattville High School. It's going to be a great end of the summer over the next few weeks at Prattville High School, and we are definitely looking forward to seeing you back at the home stadium. We've got a great event tonight, Coaches and Community. We would love for you to come out to that. Again, that'll be at the Chamber at 5 o'clock tonight, so come and see us. I'm not going to try to say shashootery again because apparently I butchered that earlier. I don't know if you guys were with me on what my take is, but it is going to be a great night for all of our coaches at Prattville High School. With that being said, I will finish it up with Go Lions. We're looking forward to seeing you, and we will be back right before the first week of the season when we play Pike Road at Crampton Bowl for the AHSAA Kickoff Challenge. For all of us at Prattville High School, we'll see you in a few weeks, and Go Lions.
Hi guys, Blaine Cockrell here, managing partner, Prattville, Alabama's Texas Roadhouse.